Cloud is one of the top teams, always has been. Sadak's been one of the best, if not the best IGL of all time.
Olha a pompada do Manito. Foi buscar o Victor!
É um time novo, com jogadores experientes, jogadores que eu admiro, que são muito bons. Essa vitória deles contra a LATAM também traz muita confiança individual para eles, então acredito que vai ser um jogo bem difícil.
Protocol to make them think twice. Rudy with 3.
We have Oxy, the most consistently insane fragger that I've ever seen, a lot of people have ever seen.
But a showstopper out into the back of sight. Oxy gets 2.
As long as we just let him off the leash and let him go kill, he's unstoppable. We should be fine.
Welcome back to VCT Americas and day 1 of the Super Week. That's right, we've stretched MIBR off the stage and it's time for our second match of the day. A little bit of Cloud9 versus Loud. I'm Uber, here standing in front of the wall this time with Ender, Mimi, Athena. Great to have you guys here. Really love the suggestion to move around the room, stretch our legs a little bit.
I love
as if we weren't already standing.
One of my favorite locations.
We actually do have legs, chat.
Yeah. That's right. I had to wear actual shoes now. We're in front of this wall. Let's get right into it, though. We'll talk about Loud, right? Because they finished 4th in Madrid, like really strong showing, definitely reminding everybody just how deep the Americas region is. But coming back from that, it feels like they were a little bit lagged. The travel definitely took its toll and maybe didn't have as much prep time as they would have liked.
I mean, they just didn't. It's a fact, right? They were coming in late from a flight, getting back into America, and had practically no time to turn around. A lot of these players talked about being literally jet-lagged up on that stage, and it really showed in the gameplay. They were struggling, especially on the second map. It was a 13-3 trouncing by NRG.
Yeah, I mean, you can always argue that losing to NRG, which is arguably one of the better teams in this stage 1 right now, is definitely a big thing. But being jet-lagged sucks as a player. Not only are you tired, your performance is lacking, your comms are lacking, everything.
It was brutal, though.
Yeah, but it was brutal. I'm ready to write it off, though.
Yes, because they just had a week off to prep, and they're coming into a new patch.
And yeah, that's the biggest thing, right? Is we only saw them the one time. It's now been 2 weeks since we've last seen them. And I think that this, if there was a team that was going to play Clove, this is the team to play Clove. And for me, it's because I don't think Clove has a huge place in the meta right now. I think that Omen sort of outclasses them.
There's some maps you just don't want to see them on,
yes,
right?
But the way Loud play, because they play no Sentinel, it means they have to have players in usually supportive roles like Lesser or someone on smokes playing forward lines to get information, especially on defense. And I think Clove allows you to do that. And then, of course, with the backup smokes, you still have the ability to influence the map.
So you want to see them on double controller maps, maybe? You know, like alongside a Viper, for example?
I mean, they make most maps double controller. Loud is like the team that, even though most people have moved away from it, have really stuck their guns on that matter.
Yeah, and that's why I think for them, that would be my idea, is playing it as a secondary to a Viper. I also think there's some maps where you could actually play double circle smokes and it not be so bad.
I think like we always struggle to get a bit of insight into what's going on with Loud, but we have a secret weapon. We are going to head over to Elizabeth, who managed to get some tidbits out of IGL Sadak.
Sadak, if you can roll over here super quickly, yes. Come on over. Stop. Perfect. So, very quick question for you. You talked about on your stream about giving up some of that power from the team. Can you give me a little more details about that?
Yeah, 100%. Well, this split, we're trying something different. We're giving all the power to the coaches. So composition, strategy, is all going through them first. And they have the final decision. And I'm just a captain in IGL now, which is what I love. Yeah, I mean, it's going super well. We practiced this couple of weeks, and it was super interesting. It was super good for the team. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to show everyone what we've been working on.
All right, well, see you. Best of luck. Now roll away. Don't speed. Roll away.
Look, some people, you just got to be the little spoon from time to time.
I mean, okay. Seriously, though, it does feel like maybe that the coaches have earned the players' trust in a big way, which is not always common, especially when you have like these seasoned IGLs, these captains on teams, you can be reluctant to give over the reins.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually am kind of surprised to hear it, because for me, when I had in my mind for this team, this was the year where Sadakis talked about his whole thing was like, I've always hated Sentinels.
This is my read on the game.
The
agents,
the
yes.
group of
I mean,
agents
actually, in a post-game interview with Kickoff, he did say, I hate these guys, I want to beat them, so you know, put it out there.
That's fair. But yeah, it was like his idea that I was saying when they were going for these comps with the Phoenix Breach, with these Sentinelist comps. It seemed like it was very much his kind of direction. But now heading into Kickoff, they're making it change. And with a new meta shift, with that week off, it all seems perfectly aligned to see kind of a new edition of Loud here.
If you're reading into it a little bit, it might be, hey, you know, after Masters Madrid coming in and then losing against NRG, this team wants to make some stylistic changes. Because I also think the more Loud have been playing their particular style, the more people have been vocally not loving a lot of like the Phoenix ideas and stuff. And for me especially, like, I need to see this team be able to play maps with a consistently high level jet, because I genuinely don't think that you can be the best team in the world without an elite jet. Go down the list of all teams that have won international events ever and tell me a team the last time someone won without an elite jet player.
We might have a chance to circle back to QCK, because I think that's definitely worth discussing here. I think Les, though, has really been a standout player on this roster. In every single match, he seems to be having an outsized impact on his team's fortunes.
Yeah, I mean, he has been playing insane, and I think a really big thing that Loud has been doing is, even though they stick to a lot of the similar things that they know, they've been working on making their fundamentals so strong. And being the Sentinel, being able to play on that side, I mean, Les has been able to put up these numbers and clutch a lot of these rounds for these teams. I mean, for Loud versus NRG, a lot of the reasons why they actually got a lot of these rounds was because Les was there on this side, just clutching out.
Yeah, and that's the ridiculous thing, that this team wins so much playing these weird comps, playing this off-meta stuff. The reason is because QCK doesn't really tend to be the star in most of their games. Instead, it's the second entry in. It's their lurker of Les. It's players like Cow and Zine who are the guys who are kind of forced to step up and really take that role in these games. And Loud has good enough players to do that. But again, it goes back to the question around consistency. We saw them get outclassed by NRG.
Well, look, I'll give up on the consistency and say the question about Clove, because if there's a guy on this team to play Clove, I think it is Les. That's my hot take.
Do you think he moves away from Viper, though? Because he's a Viper addict.
I know he's a Viper addict, but he also, like, when he plays the Viper, like, especially think the Ascent, he is always in charge of, like, B main control, taking forward lines. So if you want to be taking forward lines on a Smokes agent, I think the Clove makes some sense.
But it's almost always on the lurk when he's doing that. I almost think it might be a Cow and Zine two E's to kind of pick up some of those ideas, right? Because he was a prior duelist player when he was in Tier 2 Brazil. They switched him over to the controller role when they picked him up. And even when he's playing on the primary Smokes role, he is still hyper-aggressive, especially when they play these no-dive compositions.
But I think the consensus is we're happy to sort of write off that result against NRG because of some of those outside circumstances. Yeah. Still, Loud are looking to rebound after that match and find some strength here in this Super Week. On the other side, we have Cloud9 that right now are very good vibes, right? Coming into this stage, obviously managed to get that win against Leviathan, and I mean here against what was it, EG, they are feeling very confident, very upbeat team in general. Oxy's been unleashed. Seems like things are clicking.
Yeah, I mean, this iteration of C9 has been looking amazing. We know that Oxy has been talking a lot about turning his brain off and just allowing his team to kind of call around what he wants to do.
He's the greatest.
He is, it literally is going so well. These new additions of Rooney and Moose just kind of feeling like the environment has changed, that Oxy feels like he can actually genuinely just brain off, hold W, go do things.
Yeah, and they're like, you've got Vandy dropping him, Guardians in round 2 after they lose Pistols. Like, the team is fully bought into this guy.
Yeah, they're so committed behind this individual, which is such a contrast because you can see, like, all of their comps are built around the dive agent, be it the Jet, be it the Raze. They're putting tons of resources into him. Like you said, they're buying him guns. And that contrasts to Loud, which is, for the most part, stayed away from playing dive agents, from setting up one individual at all. There's a big contrast there. But you've definitely seen it pay off for Cloud9 with Oxy's performances.
Yeah. I love a good stylistic mismatch, and it's for sure present.
It feels like a really intentional departure from that for Loud, right? Who've always said we don't replace Aspas.
They're not like the other girls.
Right, exactly, yeah. Oh, goodness. How could you not be happy, though, when Oxy's on your team? So, like, being set up as well, we saw it a lot on Sunset, even, like, he's running through mid, the market door gets open for him, so he can catch a timing, catch people off guard. Like, so often, he's being sort of set up to do work. But the Rooney and Moose conversation, I think, is an important part of that, because it seems as if the bandwidth strain for Oxy is being relieved elsewhere. Like, Rooney seems always good for a kill, especially on these Sheriff rounds. Yeah. And Moose had some big clutch moments. But you know, Oxy is still Oxy.
Yeah, no, Oxy, the timings he takes especially is what shocked me, because obviously, you know, he's hunting down for some eco kills on those rounds, but like in a round like this, like he is just blitzing through market. It's freakish, the timings he's looking for, and I don't think that when you go into a professional match, you're expecting a player that is not hesitating to this extreme. Like he is hitting you so long before you're ready for it.
A lot of teams kind of do the cope of, oh, our duels player just needs to dive in and be a member of the team and take space for us
get
and
space.
be great. And that's true. But what's beautiful about Oxy is he does that, but he's also massively fragging while doing so. And he can take these risks because the guys behind him are so good, Myrna. Like Moose coming up from tier 2, Rooney coming back in. Both those guys are incredible riflers to follow this guy.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to moving up to another tier as well, they have a lot to prove. So Rooney and Moose are out here putting on their best.
I mean,
face.
especially after how Rooney's season ended last time with Cloud9, like 2 really bad chokes back to back.
And now he's just like putting himself out there, making sure that he proves who he is as a player. And I feel like right now, C9 has done a really good job at building around each of these individual players and making sure that they mesh well. And Oxy, I mean, Oxy is just Oxy.
And I want to give a lot of credit in that to Vanity, because this guy's an IGL. He's the one who's taking those sacrifices, not buying himself a gun, setting up Oxy, letting these new players thrive and integrating them into this roster. He deserves a lot of the credit for Cloud9's success thus far.
And frees up Rooney as well. You know what I mean? He has a different situation now coming back into this C9 team. Actually, I'd love to hear it from him. Unfortunately, no surprise to you, we had Elizabeth catch up with Rooney briefly and see what's changed.
How does she do it?
Rooney, if I have a quick word with you, please. Thank you. All right, very simple question. What is it like being back on C9 now that you're not calling, obviously, besides calling?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. I get to shoot now a little bit more than I was before, so we're showing that, and, you know, our firepower is good, so yeah, it feels good.
Well, what's different for you beyond just being able to shoot back?
I don't have to look at my map as much, so, you know, we're looking at the crosshair, we're shooting more. It's nice.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
And to be clear, with how close these players get to monitors, it's not just a flick of the eye, it's a turn of the head to look at them. And I think Superman, every time he looks at his thing, his whole head turns.
Have you seen the players who like will tilt the monitor down so their eyes don't have to move as much to see the mini-map?
Crazy.
There's a whole metagame behind it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Com plays with it like down here, no?
It's so you can. It's literally so you can look at the mini-map easier.
Wow.
But not Rooney. No mini-map looking. My real question is anyone on C9 thinking? Because Oxy says he's not thinking. Rooney's like, I don't have to look at my mini-map anymore. Is it just
Meanwhile, you see Vanity sweating bullets.
The puppet master, you know, pulling the strings on everyone.
Here's the difference. Vanity's telling all his teammates, you don't need to think. You just have to shoot your gun. Guess who never has a gun in rounds because he's always buying his teammates? Guess who always has a judge, who doesn't have to look at his crosshair, eyes peeled on the minimap, calling for everyone at once? It's Vanity.
It's the meme with the person like blocking all the arrows, right? It's just thoughts, and that's Vanity.
Everyone's focused on the stars, and Vanity's just... Yeah, I did all that.
Speaking of people who do a little bit of thinking, someone who's kind of escaped our discussion in this pre-game is Kamanzine, someone who we've kind of been highlighting as stepping up now, you know, in the calling with Sadak, right? Sadak saying he can focus now on IGL, but Kamanzine began to step into a secondary role there and also having big impact. NRG game that was tough, but there were some big clutch moments here where we got to see, you know, Kamanzine as well shine.
Yeah, one of the hardest things in VALORANT is putting all the decision-making onto one person. The second that you have a secondary person contributing to those calls, they're going to see a lot of things across the map that you will not be able to see as an individual. And I think this new environment of letting the coach kind of be the bad guy is going to make this environment so much better for both these players.
Billie Eilish is coaching around? That's crazy.
The guy who was doing that before was Celeste, but now he's allowed to just focus on his lurks, go back to kind of the old like Champs 22 style of Les, where he's not picking up that secondary caller role and letting Coward do that instead, which I think is a big boom for this team.
And we've also seen that done in crew. Klaus is picking that role up. So we are seeing some shift arounds of IGL here. Have we seen enough, at least from Loud, you know, over there coming back from Madrid, what we've heard from them here, to expect a strong showing here?
I expect greatness from them. I expect them to perform incredibly well in this match, not because I've seen a lot, but because I haven't seen a lot. And they've had time. They have a meta shift. They've really taken to the team and changed up the IGLing ideas, changed up the coaching. This is going to be a fresh, Loud, ready to prove they're a top team.
Yep. Agreed.
Oh, you got buzzed.
I'm right.
Wait, what are you doing, production? That was a great
a buzz of agreement, to be fair.
But that was fire. Come on.
What's the Prince?
What's the Preds? It's allowed 2-1 because C9 always win get 3 games.
They drag their opponents down to them.
Agreed.
All right, let's go to the stage. It's time to get this one started. Cloud9 versus Loud.
Riot Games Arena, put down the nachos just for 1 second and give it up for Cloud9!
Gotta get to the final, take all of my idols and turn them to rivals. It's all or nothing, man, the trophy is vital. Game time, let them come in and clutch. No hang time, man, they can't keep up. The game's on the line, seconds on the time. Who can't fight? It's gotta be us. Under pressure, go ahead and let it fall on me. I'm destined for it all, you better call on me. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster.
Eles vêm descansados e preparados. Com vocês, Loud!
Much like the start of Kickoff, we had very little information on Loud. They were quiet in the off-season. And of course, since Madrid, they've been similarly quiet after touching down and having a bit of a wonky landing. What are they cooking?
With time to prep, with new ideas coming into the team, with a new patch, you should expect Loud to win this game, to be favored here. But Cloud9 has continued to surprise. People did not think this team would be up to the level they have shown thus far, but they started off by beating Leviathan, by playing a close game in Week 2 and winning that one as well. This is a squad that thrives in the chaos, that has some absolutely incredible individuals. If these new ideas that we might see from Loud aren't up to snuff, this is where they get punished.
This should be Cloud9's biggest competitor yet, though, right? This is a huge proving ground for Oxy to play against this Loud, this world-class roster, of course, and a roster that has had more time to prep for Week 3 than they had to prep for Week 1 this stage.
Yeah, I feel like right now I'm kind of looking for Oxy to really bring it together. I feel like this might be one of those games where it's going to be so close. Both teams going to be explosive, aggressive, crazy play styles and ideas. But I'm really looking at Oxy because if he doesn't perform the way that they need, I feel like Loud is going to really run away with it.
I mean, talking to Sadak during Kickoff, he said he loves crafting strategies that shut down star players. He loves to really work around them and nullify their impact over the course of the game. So if not Oxy, who do we have to step up here? How are we feeling about Moose and Rooney? Are they sort of ready now for this next challenge?
I think they're up to it. I think these guys have been steadily improving throughout, and I think if this is a game where Oxy gets shut down, which I think that is a very difficult task, these are guys who can step up to the clutch. But we already have our maps in front of us here. Cloud9 going to start us by picking into the bind. The bind.
The bind. The bind, the icebox, the Lotus.
True.
It's the map. Honestly, I think, you know, when you're talking about especially a guy like Moose, what I saw with this player back when he was playing in Challengers way before this, and then already the couple of games we've seen from him now, he is a elite site anchor. This guy is so solid, especially with limited to no resources. Like, this guy can really hold his own, especially on a map like Bind, where I think it's very important that defenders fight for key focal points on the map. Hookah, Octagon, Showers, those are the primary ones. He's a guy that can hold his ground in there and challenge Loud.
Here comes your agent select, folks. Nothing too out of the ordinary here for Cloud9. Yeah, sorry about that, gang.
No Clove now.
Yet.
Yes.
This map, it's illegal to pick Clove. Sorry, you can't do it.
I would.
I mean, the Brim Viper.
Too hard, but
think about what you're giving up, though. You're sacrificing either the mollies on your Brimstone or the stim for rotation, and then, or if you pick them instead of Viper.
Yeah.
Like, what? You're sacrificing the wall.
The Breach KO, though, is so strong in execs, though. Like, turning off a Cypher, the multiple flashes, the reach you have, the ability to bring down Viper while Cypher util. That combo is nasty.
It has a lot of the same tools as the Breach Phoenix, but you actually have a dive agent.
All right, yep, as they're putting us back in our box now, it's time to see if Loud have been able to adjust. They've adapted now. They've been home for a while, had some time to prep against a Cloud9 who've been off to a hot start here in stage 1. Let's head over to our casters, Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Uber Dre. I think there's a lot to be excited about for this match. Okay, I've been wondering since we got to the studio, why on earth he's wearing sunglasses. He won't tell me. I'm half convinced it's because of what day of the year it is, but either way, I digress. The truth is, we've got a massive question that has to be answered here, right? Like, how do Loud shut down Oxy if it's even possible?
I think they've had a lot of time to honestly watch C9 play as well and see how Oxy's been performing lately, and he's been unreal. Let's be honest. He had a star performance the last match that he had, and I think that they prepped for this, right? We know that they like to counter teams. We know that they like to run weird stuff, but now we're seeing QCK on the Raze, which is new, and also Sadhak is on the Breach now, and Kawazin is on the KO. So a lot of changes coming out for Loud, and I think this is what they needed to revamp the look that they've had since Madrid.
A heavy push towards B. Everybody playing back by Fountain, taking the space. The Viper wall goes up. The KO knife goes out. And they should be able to fill in on all this space behind. The thing is, they don't have any hookah control at all. But I love what they've done. They tuck behind the Viper wall. They slip back sight. And then they can find the spawn, which is exactly what they're doing. What an awesome pistol.
So convincing, too. They knew exactly what they needed to do, but here comes C9 clapping back.
It's got to be executed. Oxy with 2 big kills. GCK and Les, the only ones that remain, and it all falls down to Les. Again, a sheriff in hand, a nade in face. Oxy gets 3, Cloud9 with the pistol.
Oh my gosh, and I know it's only pistol right now, but Loud already cooking up some very unique things that doesn't go their way this time. And Oxy does get 4 ult orbs off of that round, getting 3 nice headshots with the ghost there. And he's got no signs of slowing down right now. To start off like this, you can definitely tell that the game plan from Vanity and Imi has been, how can we enable this kid and just get him going? Get him all these kills, get him ults. And that's why you've seen a lot of times, you know, Oxy getting bought a Vandal or a Guardian in that second round, even when they lose pistols. So it's clear what the game plan is. Let's just see if it can hold up against a team of the caliber of Loud.
Yeah, I think it's really impressive that they were able to handle that. That's a pistol that, I mean, we've been watching Vine for how long?
Yeah.
Now, years.
That's very unique.
Yeah, this feels like something we've never really seen before. It was such a cool idea. Cloud9 weather it well. And into the second we go. See the investment on the side of the defense. It's formidable.
Oh, what a stun.
Out of here. That's from such a long distance. That was from hookah.
That was very cool.
Or excuse me, that was from short. I trolled. I lied to every single one of you. Forgive me. The point is, it was still cool.
And the heads-up awareness from Vanity to actually step in front of that line, understanding that that stun will come out. He already did his prep work against this breach. And this is pretty smart here from Loud, just to retake that showers control, understanding that they heard the smoke there, and it's probably clear no one's holding it anymore. So will be free space gain, but no orb.
Another one over to 2Es.
This is the right site.
Yeah, you're still at such a deficit. The one thing is, Moose is the only one on site, although Vanity is hot to trot close by to judge. 2Es dies on A, or on B. Everyone else crumbles on A. Cloud9 get another. And they do so relatively cleanly. Oxy still has the Guardian, didn't take any damage. Zappa's not going to have to buy armor either.
And he grabbed that orb as well. So clear plans here from the side of C9. Good read, and that's what I was talking about. Vanity stepping in front of that breach stun line. So just already understanding how the default works for Loud when they take that showers control. Getting ahead of it, and this is an early tech boss.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What was the bit they did? They just showed animals on Twitter for as a tech pause. Get it? Pause, because it sounds like the pause on the. You don't get it, dude.
Bro,
oh no.
It's going over my head. Might be the day. Might be the day.
Quick tech pause. I'm being told it's an audio issue. As soon as it's rectified, we will get back into the action. It looks like Oxy might be the culprit. The scoundrel that he is. Yeah,
and for good reason too. You know, he wants to be comfortable up there. He pops off when he's comfortable. So, you know, anytime you can take a tech pause, make sure your setup's all good, it's really important to do. You don't want to throw away any rounds for free.
fist bumps are often good signs, which means we're getting right back into the action. And alas, the good people behind the scenes have told me that that is indeed the case.
Beautiful.
Right on time. Perfect cue. Well done. Cloud9 up 2. We'll see what the buy looks like now for Loud. Light armor on 3 members, but plenty of rifles to work with. Meanwhile, Cloud9, as we mentioned, because Oxy got through that, he's able to carry full armor. He's able to carry the Guardian.
This was just like Pistol. They just dry walk out hookah. And they're going to have Rooney and Oxy take these long-range fights with the Vandal and the Guardian.
2 is spotting 1. Dropping Oxy, but it's instantly traded back.
Oh, what a stun.
You want to hear what the plan is, what the play is. The Sky Flash is going to confirm some presence. But again, they cut noise. QCK down to 4 HP, takes a ton of damage. That'll do it. That's a sad way to go, but that'll do it. And once again, Moose is going to be called on to hold the line on his own. Remember, in the previous round, Vanity was already on the way there. He had already rotated over. This time, it's going to be Rooney who's joining the fray.
And Vanity upgrades to a Vandal as well.
A little bit of util attempted to clear out U-Haul. Moose dancing around it. Sadak gets the plant down. Now the real game begins. Cloud9 getting the best of Rooney. Numbers in favor of Loud. Moose is so weak as well. As the spike ticks away, Vanity's looking to get into a better position. See if he can take off any.
There are ways in U-Haul from that last round as well.
Nice. Moose is down. Vanity left alone. Another molly kill? Surely not, right? Vanity gets one, but that's all it is. Louder on the board.
Wow. Honestly, a really good bonus round from C9 though. Getting the first blood, taking the fight to Loud. They understand that if they stay in their setups for too long and allow Loud to contact certain areas, that breach stun will come out and actually punish them. So I like that they're being proactive in here, and really good heads up play from Loud to already be rotating towards that A side of the map after all that contact was made. Basically gave them a free sight against that Cypher who they knew how to judge from the previous round. Very good stuff so far from both sides.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of focus around Fountain. Loud for the 4th round now.
They're just running up long.
Yeah. Are intent on controlling this area of the map. Get the orb over to QCK, who's now 2 away from his ult. The spike's not even in tow right now.
Something I want to point out here is Moose with a Cypher setup. He has trips on A. He's been playing A the last 2 rounds, but now puts the chips down, lets Oxy and Vanity play off of him, and then he's able to stack towards B.
I also think, like, knowing that there's a KO on the other side, if they do end late A and contact up like they have been, you don't really run the risk of getting tagged by a knife. He's out of dodge. Everybody rotating A again. Cohen's eating his knife. Should be up here very soon. It just came up.
What a nade.
And there it is. The knife doesn't tag anyone, so they're still going to have to deal with the Cypher utility as they try to get out onto the side. Oxy swinging forward with the satchels, less with the trade. Numbers in favor of the defense. The spike hasn't made its way out on site yet. And there's the first. The spam through, not going to connect. I feel like that's so rare these days to see that happen. Meanwhile, Zeppa's still over B, not fully convinced that there isn't someone late lurking. Chewy's had a shot at Vanity. Doesn't connect. Sadak and Les left alone. A 2v3 on the side. Sadak falls, left alone. In a 1v4, quickly turned to a 1v3. But still so much to do. The tiniest of windows. Les gets 3, but so did Cloud9.
I got scared there for a second, Doug. I thought Les was about to do another 1v4, 1v5 scenario.
That little sliver, that little window that he had.
He looks so smooth when he does it, but good job from C9 to get the trade. Smile from Moose. He's chilling. But I really liked how C9 is playing this. Like the proactivity that I was talking about earlier. It actually gives them all the info on that long B side. It allows Oxy to stack this A, get back site, be ready for the showers tick. So it was really good from C9 so far. They have a really good understanding of how Loud like to play this map and this default they've been doing. The game plan's working so far. And Vanity actually on top. 5-3 and 5.
By committee. Sadak can shoot.
That was so sick.
Yep. There. And the thing is, it's the same space they've been fighting for every round. This time, some value found. QCK able to upgrade a weapon. Thank you to the observer. That's how you know it's not Prius.
But look at the mini-map right now. Look at how far Vanity is pushed up.
Oh, that molly's good. The satchel forward. The ult gets two. Tries to satchel out. 40 HP, stays alive. Gets away with murder. Moose connecting onto 2Es. Loud crumble again. It was 2 rifles in that round. Pistols the rest of the way, but Cloud9 still get it.
Jeez. And yeah, a little bit of a scrappy buy from Loud, but again, C9 with the hard read. Vanity. Oh, timeout from Loud. That's a crazy shot. That's a crazy shot. But to finish my point, after that kill on Long B, Vanity pushes all the way outside of shower, wraps short, allowing his team to lean all the way over. And that allows Oxy to, you know, go for a re-clear rocket again, like we've seen them do so many times. Loud really opting to try to cut noise after they take certain space, and C9 is just ahead of it so far, just being proactive on the spots that they like to hold and give when they're cutting noise.
Oh, and
Rocket got 2.
Well, and you wonder here on the other side of this timeout if we see a change, right? If there's no more cutting of noise, if they're a bit more decisive with how they approach taking space and really committing off of that. I think they've done a really good job of trying to play the map in its entirety and really kind of feel out what Cloud9 are doing, but Cloud9 have just been a step ahead of it. And of course, it helps that Oxy's playing as well as he is.
Yeah. And Vanity is calling a really, really nice defense side right now, or whoever is calling on defense for them. I know some teams like to switch the calling, but I think it is him. And
I believe
just the reaction of just pushing out showers there, he knows that Loud doesn't have a Senti. Coach reactions from SDK, the GOAT. But yeah, understanding that Loud's comp doesn't have a Sentinel, and they haven't checked any of the flanks so far, right? So finding the gaps and rotating off of them.
This is an important round here too. You see on your screens 3 ults online for Loud, and the other 2 are just 1 point away. And the thing is, there's a luxury right now, right? Because you can make a ton of a really compelling argument for Kawanzin's being really important. You can make the same case for Sadax. They've got a lot of tools here, and you imagine that's why the timeout comes through. You really don't want to let this opportunity go.
Yeah, they're about to have 5 ults online if they play their cards right in this round. This is that dedicated B-long control that we were talking about. More aggressive of a hit this time.
Formula hasn't really changed. Oh, hello. That's going to do it. But QCK doesn't even get it off. Now they drop the Brim ult, but they've managed to get past it, and it's going to be traded with 1 in kind. Moose has to wait. Now he can push his way forward. Meanwhile, Sadak looking for any sort of space and solace he can find to commit the spike down into the sand. Kawanzin waiting, Moose playing in the smoke. They don't really have anything else to kind of hustle their way out on this. Yeah, and Kawanzin's able to hold the line. 3 on the round. The 4th falls. So does Moose. It wasn't the way we thought it was going to go, but Loud get their round.
I was so scared for Loud in this round because they invested the Brim ult into Hookah early on after that knife tag, once they got the trade onto Zeppa. And I was like, oh no, it didn't get any value. Moose did a great job of just tucking there. But the trades, and Kawazin on that KO playing more aggressive than usual. Keep in mind, he's been on breach most of the time on this map. So the fact that he's actually able to use his aim, and he's a great aimer, by the way.
Yeah, Boot can shoot.
Is really good, so. They invested 2 ults into that round, but they still have 3 to work with.
And now we see a completely different early approach. And it's interesting, too, from Cloud9. I think given how much Loud have leaned B, for Rooney to use his pit and showers right at the beginning.
Yeah, we were trying to predict a change of pace, and it was correct.
Yeah, they were right.
So. Oh, these trips are still going to be up. I don't think that KO hits all the way in the spawn.
Well, they've been cleared now.
Oh, they took their time on it.
Yeah, Sada committing into the plant. Zeppa's fallen. They've cleared backside, or at least attempted to, but no. Oxy falling. Rooney does too. It's just Moose and Vanity now. Both starting to rotate over while Loud have returned to full force. Cloud9 really have no way to get out through this. They don't really have a way to push forward. They don't have flashes from Zeppa to get past the smokes. They just kind of have to sit back and watch.
Yeah, this is a hard save for Moose and Vanity. You just want to try to get an exit here, try to get a gun, and save as well if you can. Hopefully somebody pushes CT, but Loud, too disciplined. Not doing it this time.
It's been such a hallmark of this team, really from its inception. And you're seeing it there on full display.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
This has actually also been really interesting to see how Loud have approached these ults, because we talked 2 rounds ago about how they had 3, 2 on the other side. Here they invest a little bit. They still have 2 going into the next round.
Counter timeout from C9. Trying to slow down the momentum, maybe make changes of their own, understanding that Loud now, I know you spoke of it, you know, that they could change their play style, and they have. They're grouping up more together. They're more committed on the site hits, actually, and they're just faster with it, and they're doing things as a pack, not allowing Oxy to get 2-3 before he dies. They want to get the trade instantly, and I think they're going to need to keep doing that moving forward. And for C9, this is still a really good half in the making, and I really like the way that Vanity calls attack sides, so I think just anything after this for C9 is a W for them.
Yeah, icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, you're kind of fortunate. You see it on the timeline, or you see it on the score. You understand how this has played out the way that it has for Cloud9, because it's fortunate that they won 4 of the first 5, because Loud have just hit this outrageous power spike, where, again, they've been able to roll these ults over 3 rounds now, and they're meaningful ults. They're high-impact ults, so they've just hit this sweet spot on their attack side, and you're seeing kind of the benefits of it and how they're able to prolong it as long as they have.
Yeah, and that's really important if you're not going to be running a Sentinel on a map like Bind and not having all the info. You need to make sure your hits are insane. They got to be perfect. They got to be top-notch with the utility, and Sodhawk, no slouch when it comes to making sure his team is in check with utility and everything being used like that. So here we go, going into round 8. A little bit of a dodgy buy from C9, but Oxy is on that Vandal again, like I was saying. They like to buy him up.
For good reason. I get it. I'd be buying for him too. We'll see how Emmy controls his troops on the other side of this timeout. Loud have bunched up A, and here's Oxy, the man of the hour.
Oh my gosh, what a molly.
But he still has a lot of space here, and he's got the cam to... Oh, I thought he was going to get more. Oxy just gets one. Cohen's there on the trade. And now they continue to trample forward towards A. You see all of the smokes that have been dropped out onto the site, create a little pocket for them to control showers, to still have a little bit of backside, and to force Loud into rethinking this.
Oh my gosh. The IG yelling so sick from Loud. Earlier in this round, they threw a knife towards Hookah, and they Roomba'd it, and then they go into an A hit right away, clear out Oxy, and then they tap the bomb and go back. But they're missing their window. They need to go now, and that's why you see them running. They understand the timing. They could be in sight by now.
The thing is, too, for Cloud9, the dodgy buy that you mentioned at the beginning of the round kind of forces them to roll deep, right? They can't really split themselves
30
apart.
30 seconds left.
Much more strength in numbers.
No one likes to get ecoed. I love seeing the utility come out from Sadak here. Flash and a stun, making sure nobody gets cheesed.
Yeah, no stone left unturned.
Welcome to my
Whoa, okay, that's a, I get it, no stone left unturned, but
it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes it's just worth it on rounds like this. Sometimes rounds like these are the hardest to win, and that's why you invest ults into it. It could turn south very fast.
He's on the, oh my gosh. They keep the pit up. Lets this fall, never mind, they don't. Sadak and Tui's in a 2v2 now. Sadak has his ult. Sadak's gonna have to do it on his own. The flash up. It's Jazep on the other side, and Sadak clutches it out. Oh, the Red Bull clutch to tie us at 4. That shouldn't have been that close.
Who is this guy? He's a beast on the breach. I feel like all 5 of his kills have been nice, clean headshots. What an animal.
You know, it's funny, we were having this conversation earlier about the breach and the KO and the swap around, and I go, well, it makes a lot of sense, right? You've got Sadak on more of a passive supporting role, let Cohen's shoot, let him go do his thing.
This guy's hitting shots like that.
It's unbelievable.
Oh! Hey, look at it, even he knows. Like, wow. Shit, I love it. I say it every time I watch this guy. I love watching him play the game. I love his reactions.
It's interesting they haven't tried going pacey off of that fault line from showers, but it seems like they're going to try to do it from short. QCK had already satcheled all the way out. Ultimately, he dies for it, but again, Sadak is there on the trade. Oxy, Oxy with op in hand. That timing is gonna be close.
Dude, Loud have such a good read on how C9 likes to play this backside area. They understand that they like to delay the bomb plant, so they're just waiting out all the utility. But they don't know Oxy has an op, I don't think.
No, he hasn't shot it yet. There it is. Now they know. Oh, down as Oxy gets a second. Two is just on the other side, clipping the corner and dropping him. Numbers in favor of Cloud9, though. You see him try to commit to the plant. Don't really have that much space. I wonder if they cut noise here. You're already seeing Moose rotate back B. If they can stay concealed, well, never mind. They just give that away. The flash, the molly, let's. Oh, I thought he was going to get the shots onto Rooney, but no. The flash from Zeppo is too good.
Great delay from C9, holding for the backside push, because it already happened, right? Loud, in one of the other rounds where they went fast short A, they ended up flipping sight and trying to trade everybody that was back sight. So this time, holding a little bit better of a crossfire, not allowing Loud to go for that. And I do like the way that Loud are tapping the bomb on this site, but there just needs to be maybe an extra layer towards that B side of the map to give them the option to go back.
I'm gonna take a look at that again.
I thought he was gonna get the third here.
Yeah, I thought so too. Teeing off on two of them, but I mean, he got his damage done.
Uh-oh.
And speaking of damage done, I have been told there is another technical pause.
Who's it this time? We gotta find him.
This time it's a keyboard issue.
Oh.
So yeah,
that's a fine, surely.
This looks like I take the cues from the producers and from the smart people behind the scenes, and the fact that the camera's on Loud obviously tells me that it must be a Loud issue. I don't know.
Maybe it had something to do with tapping the bomb so many times. Hey, gotta fix that bomb key.
But yes, Tech Pause gear is the culprit this time around, and we'll get back into things as soon as we can.
Oxy is sitting on a rocket, second one of the game. He got two with his last use of it, so we'll see if he does any cool setup here. It looks like they're gonna get him posted towards B long though. I wonder if there's gonna be some kind of showers pinch coming out. You know, after he sees there's no contact, you know, Zeppa flashes down long B. I wonder if they try to pinch shower with a dog, maybe.
Speaking of Oxy himself, you see him recline.
Run all the way down. I don't know. They have 4 people right now leaning towards this B side of the map, Doug. And it's just Moose alone on A, and he's already sitting in the back of CT. There is still 12 seconds for them to walk around after this tech pause comes back, but I think this is going to be pretty committed. They might even just do a B long push. Go all the way down.
Plenty of time to figure it out. Meanwhile, as we see Sadak is the problem. He hasn't been the problem in the server, and we know his mouse works. But the keyboard, something is evidently wrong. So I do want to get your thoughts on this, Dre, as we think about the last time we saw Loud. It was up against Sentinels. They look good for a map, and then they just, crumbled. They, jet lag, exhaustion, whatever it was. What do you feel like you've seen that's been different so far from Loud? Do they seem a bit more invigorated? Do they seem a bit more fresh? Has anything stood out?
Yeah, they have new ideas, and that's really important. Also, players on new roles. I think QCK is struggling a little bit on the Raze right now, but it's still really early on. I think maybe on the defensive side, he'll be enabled a lot more with this comp. Oh.
Dude, they aren't even trying to conceal their presence and down belong.
Thoughthawk's so funny, dude.
Oxy sidesteps the fault line.
He peeks it. He's gonna get
Ooh.
Thought he was gonna get killed.
Instead, it was Oxy who took a little bit of damage.
Oh. Bullet already on the minimap.
Yeah.
Got the spike. Look at this molly to delay the plant. It's a lineup from B site. So reading into it this time, playing for the TP. This might be big brain.
You still have so much time left in the round too. I mean, oh, they're committing now. Oh! The party never arrived! Both Moose and Oxy fall. Such strong numbers for Loud. And the molly did its job. It delayed for a moment. But they have so much control. They have so much room.
Vanity getting this kill would be huge.
You still have so much to do though. Right?
Oh,
QCK going aggressive here, finding really nice timing onto the caller for Cloud9. They just have to save.
Straight up save right there. That's the explosiveness. Excuse me. That's the explosiveness that Loud needs, though, in order to take this A site. Because if they play this game where it's just, you know, delaying, tapping the bomb, what's going to happen is what happened in that previous round, where Oxy just sits there, delays with a nade. Now the Brim Molly lineup comes in all the way from B site, by the way. Then you got the Viper Mollies that'll come out. It's just too much utility to deal with.
The Cypher trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's miserable.
So you have to take the fight to C9, fight that back site, and that ends up allowing them to kill Oxy, who popped Rocket.
That was tragic. That's always such a bad feeling, bro.
Yeah.
The voice line isn't even done.
I know.
You don't get to shoot it.
He got dunked on. He got dunked on.
Bringing Goomba stop. We get to look at it again.
Actual Goomba stomping.
Yeah, that feels bad.
And it's tough because there's so much utility coming in, he can't exactly hear where the
Right, yeah. And it's his job as a duelist to just go, right? You're going to force space. Either you're going to take it or you're going to create it. But his job is to go, and it just doesn't pan out for him. Tied at 5. This time Loud leaning towards A.
Oh, Vanity here.
He's so close. Judge in hand. Vanity again. He's going to get them both, isn't he? Yeah, he is.
This gun is too funny, man.
It's always in his hands, too.
They knew. I mean, they tagged him with the dagger. They understand that Vanity is the type of player that uses the Judge quite a bit, especially on Ascent, so...
Oh, and the kicker is, too, the only other IGL we see use it that often is Sadak, and he's sitting across the stage.
Yeah. They didn't read into it this time. This is such a...
That's a crazy trip, yeah.
Oh, he almost got taken out up there when he was on his dog. Barely missed.
This setup from Moose has been so good.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of avoiding the KO daggers, especially.
And he's saving his cages, using them reactively instead of just setting them up at the beginning. We saw the first one a couple of seconds ago thrown into hookah, now one towards Octagon.
Yeah.
He's playing his utility masterfully.
They're not trying to give Loud any chance back into this round.
First trip finally cleared.
Cam will be back up too to spot if anybody walks in if he decides to use it.
Ooh.
Doesn't need to though.
Ooh, nice shots out from 2Es.
Why are they gonna TP?
Oh, does he not? Okay, he knows.
Oh, no.
He knows now. Oh. He should know. Oxy gets the best of Sadak. Vandy's still with Judge in hand, isn't gonna get another shot at it. Cloud9 gets a 6.
Clean.
Last
All
round
off of those
in the
Judge
half.
kills from Vanity. Makes it nearly impossible.
Yeah, it just throwed like so. It just threw, not throwed. It threw such a hard break on the round. You could see for Loud, the options were taken away from them.
Yeah.
It just made it so much more difficult. The round, honestly, the round was probably lost when those kills happened.
That Judge, brother! I'm telling you, bro, Francis.
That Judge, brother!
Unbelievable with it. Doesn't have it this time around. Last round of the half.
This breach stun needs to be a little bit closer, I think, if they want. Get value from it.
Managed to get away, just barely. They've taken the space, but the question is, what do they do with it?
They'll use, Doug. They use so much into that.
And they really haven't gotten much, have they?
No. There's 4 people here, and they're gonna re-clear shower.
TCK is ult. Oh! Kaladin with 2! They tried getting the ult out. Weren't able to do so. He fell for it. 3v3. Zeppa's still on the other side of the map as Rooney tries to dump some mollies and delay for just a moment. Now they rotate through 2P, and the problem just got so much more difficult for Loud. Zeppa creeping forward. 2E's dropping heads.
Holy. A back and forth half.
Switching sides.
C9, no slouches. Going up against Loud right now. What a sick half. Just fighting back and forth, and Kawazine going crazy at the end there. Look at these kills, man.
That was big from 2Es to hold Zeppa back. I mean, if you lose Shower's control there, you're down in numbers, everything really falls apart.
You're done. You're just going to get choked out.
Yeah. Well, let's actually take a listen to Cloud9, and let's take a listen to Rooney and get his thoughts on playing alongside the future and the truth, Oxy.
Yeah, so Oxy is like the most consistently like insane fragger that I've ever seen, a lot of people have ever seen. Scrims, it's, you know, minimum 30 kills every single game, and we're just trying to find a way to replicate that in matches. you know, we tell him not to think and just shoot and, you know, just run at him. He obviously has like good game sense to where he's not gonna, you know, throw rounds all the time. I mean, it will still happen, but you know, as long as we just let him off the leash and let him go kill, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, that Oxy kid's pretty good. Rooney knows it. Vanity knows it. Well, I mean, when we saw Oxy play last weekend, the big takeaway, it was from Rooney, actually. When I chatted with him after the match, he goes, we got Scrim Oxy to show up on the big stage. And that's been like the rumor, dude, the prophecies of Oxy about how he drops 30, 35 every single scrim finally came to fruition on the stage. And he's had a great half here so far, too.
Yeah. And, you know, if it was any other team, he probably would have had 20 on the board already.
Yeah, probably.
But Loud have done such a good job of getting the trades onto him, and it's by tiny micro little things like Kawazine crouch peeking that short A that one time.
Right.
And it's just these little micro details to get the trade on him and make sure that he doesn't just get the freest kills of all time. And that's what separates, you know, really good teams from the rest of them. So Loud understand what it's like to play against star players like this, and you know, they're trying their best to shut him down, but there might be a world in which he just runs away with this game if he gets hot on this attack side. So we'll see.
I mean, with how good he's been, I think the question that probably has to be asked is no longer how do you stop him, but more like how do you slow him down?
Yeah.
Because you know he's still going to find a ton of value, even with some of those adjustments, those little micro adjustments that you're referring to, the fact that you're talking about a world-class IGL and a world-class team on the other side. He still went 12-9 on defense. Like, he still had a great half.
Yeah.
That's a crazy stat.
That was a crazy stat.
623 days, and he's had a good performance so far. Doesn't look like he's going to be tested this time, as there are 4 from Loud B, and that's exactly where Cloud9 are.
This might be crazy, and Les got pushed up all the way to behind this box. They shouldn't be where he's here.
He's alone. He's alone. There's no help. No way. He finds a timing, but now Moose is the one with the timing. One to the back of the head. Les is dead.
Oh my gosh. I thought he had such a good timing, but Moose just 2 steps ahead. Looking so calm up there too on his player cam. Like no doubt in his mind that was gonna happen. What a good little bait.
We see as it quiet creeps over the round. Cloud9 turning their attention towards A, leaving Moose back behind, and that knife tagged what, 2? Maybe just 1. Not enough to draw the rotation. I guess they want to confirm that that's where the hit is headed. Kawazine now feeling some of the pressure. He's going to have to get them all again. Only able to find 1. 2E's on the other side, deals some damage, and they're flipping back. They're flipping back to 2E's. A flash in his face. He turns it, gets 1, gets 2. The damage has been done. Now Rooney's left alone. He's got the spike and he's got some space, but he's got to deal with QCK and Sadak on the other side, and Sadak has util. He's got a flash. He's got a stun. Rooney's been good. No Sheriff this time. Managing to dodge the first, having to deal with them both, and almost does. But Sadak saves the day for Loud again.
Wow. That was insane. Fight after fight. All started from Kawazine just sitting in that U-Haul so confidently. He actually just stood still for a good like 5 seconds before that swing came on him. Got traded perfectly, but this is where the deal breaker was right here. What an animal.
The fact that he gets 2 there, I mean, secures the round, really.
Yeah. Rooney did his best job. I think I may have found the secret sauce of trading on C9, and that's just crouch.
Yeah?
Even Rooney at the end there, I thought he had him lined up. If Sadhawk didn't crouch, he probably would have gotten the kill, but just missing by like a centimeter because of the crouch. It's crazy. Here's that force buy.
Yeah, and you got the Guardian in the hands of Oxy. Put the game in his hands.
Loud one, none of that.
No.
Let's put our util up. Let's keep jiggling.
It's interesting, too, to see both of the leaders focus on setting up their teams financially. Vanity buying the Guardian for Oxy, and on the other side, Sadak not buying, presumably to get an op online early.
Oh my gosh.
Oxy has to be the tip of the spear, though. And it's tough with the Guardian.
Stuck back sight. One nade would do so much good.
There it is. Oxy's down. The Guardian gets picked up in the hands of Zeppo, who's had a quiet game so far, and he's gonna fall. Less with 3, Loud with 8.
Woo. Well, you can't forget that Les is probably one of the greatest. Yeah, he's probably one of the greatest players in the game. So if there's someone that you want taking duels against Oxy, it probably is him. And he got the better of Oxy that time. He was holding the angle, Guardian v Guardian. He just sits him down.
Both of them, Les and QCK.
3 one-taps too. Man, he makes it look so easy.
They're gonna have so much money to play around here. Loud are.
More of a spread default this time from C9. No hookah control, and they're just watching it, holding it. And Loud's setup on this defense is so annoying. You have to go through 2 layers, maybe even 3, to take any type of B long space. You have the orb, then you have the breach stun that'll come out from Sadhawk, and then you have the Viper wall right after that for the rotates to flood in.
There's the fault line that you're mentioning, tagging all of them.
Wow. I might know a little about this game.
Maybe. The jury's still out. The dog forward. Unless having to turn and take a step back on some of the utility headed his way, but it doesn't seem like Cloud9 are fully sold on this. You see, you mentioned it earlier, the map is still so spread out. Wonder if the intent here is for Moose to take a lot of space showers and then they can flip the map and tell you to do TP, but Kawanzin's there. And if Kawanzin gets this kill onto Moose...
They're doubling up now too. They're gonna re-clear it, but he heard a footstep. Moose heard the footstep. What can he do off of that?
It's a game of cat and mouse.
30 seconds left.
They're gonna hard clear him, so he's gonna have to...
Oh, they're committed to this. Sadhawk falls. Kawanzin's trying to control, and he can't. Cloud9 have created so much space. Less than 2Es are gonna have to figure this one out on their own.
Spike planted.
And 2Es doesn't really have anything less as 2 spits, but that's it. And look at how paranoid 2Es is. Playing back in spawn, convinced that there's gonna be a flank, and what, you have 5 up. Yeah, it makes sense.
That was a sick round. You know, I spoke about Vanity's IG yelling on attack earlier, and I mean, this round is a beautiful masterclass of just how he likes to call, you know? Doing it spread out default, showing that early B long that they did. Any kill from Loud right now is good just to do damage. This is their bonus, keep in mind, everybody. Nothing too crazy here.
Okay.
C9 will clean up the round, but just a heads up play to just TP there, understanding that they're probably creeping up on Moose and just cause that little bit of chaos. That found the opening for everything. And not only that, but Rooney's able to kill somebody in hookah off that timing too.
Yeah.
So it's just so many layers to that.
1 enemy remaining.
It's just such a strong understanding. Yeah, look, even if we have lost showers, even if there's someone creeping, I mean, we've got numbers. If we take this TP fight, that's what they do, and it goes in their favor.
That was sick. And an up online for QCK. Light armor across the board, though, and he has no armor himself. Looks like he's going to take this B-long angle, and I don't mind this because C9 walked into B-long the last couple rounds.
The op is posted up long, as you mentioned.
I have a feeling that C9 are reading into this, though, because usually ops don't post behind smokes and shower, and he's short. They're about to get info here very soon.
Yeah, especially with that Viper wall up in particular. Right? If you're doing the TP wall, it's because you don't want to have the line showers. Flash forward, Oxy's gone hunting the satchel into Sadhawk's slap, and he drops him.
What an entry.
Now they turn their attention back over showers. Kawanzin takes a lot of damage, but he's gotten out. The Molly gets Vanity. Oxy pushing forward, dropping less. And at this point, you're probably just saving the op. It's a glass cannon. He's got no armor. You want to carry that thing into the next if you can.
Oxy's a menace.
See if Kawanzin can take care of it.
Oh no.
30 seconds
spotted.
left.
This is so awkward.
Was it the rise of the rocket, wasn't it?
I know exactly where you are.
Oh, this will be it.
Well, that's uncomfortable. He's been watching you the whole time. Oxy gets his third. And again, I think for Loud here, QCK is not interested in taking any fights here. They're doing a really good job of buying all of this time. The freeze there from Cloud9 was great. They just now got the spike down. And it's been a 4v2 for like 20 seconds.
This is definitely Scrim Oxy right now, Doug. He just pushed into U-Haul against a guy that honestly wasn't blind at all. And then decided to push into CT spawn, take a 1v1 against Les, who sat him down a couple rounds prior. And wins it. And then he goes heaven and he plays it so smart, and that's the difference, right? It's Oxy go kill, but he actually has a little bit of a leash. He understands when he needs to just stop and just chill and waits for that Cypher ult.
Oh, it might be Rooney go kill here. He's hunting Tui's.
Oh, he's got him.
He's gonna get him. Oh, we won't see it, but trust me, it happened.
It wasn't a headshot. I'll tell you that right now.
And so we're tied at 8. The op has been carried into the next. Les was able to carry a rifle too, but this entry from Oxy was just beautiful.
That was a crazy shot on Les.
Yeah.
And then the discipline to wait for the Cypher ult to come through. Chef's kiss. The question is, does Oxy run away with it from here on out? The buy is bad again from Loud.
Yeah, 17 and 11 for Oxy, 1 point away from having his ult. And they're going to continue to set him up. The dog to pave the way.
Oh, great breach. Utility to delay. Do they still commit on this is the question.
So on aid. He has 1 more satchel. So you can still create a lot of space here.
Oh, they're going for it.
Oh, you've got Les in a world of hurt here. Tui's getting the first onto Oxy with the ghost. Les is clear, taking some space. Valentine creeping forward, 41 HP, and he's going to try to get away with another cheeky one. Surely you don't expect him in this position, but Zeppa drops on him. Tui's there on the trade. Moose and Vanity left alone. Just dropped into a 2v2. QCK now rotating over. Les falls. Vanity with 3. And Cloud9 presumably with the lead.
So hard. 1v2 with an AWP.
Does he go for this?
He's sick of saving, Doug. What a round from Vanity. And it's tough. It's tough. I mean, he doesn't want to save the AWP 3 rounds in a row. I don't blame him. It's a 1v2. There is a chance. But Vanity played it perfectly.
Yeah, he had 4 on the round. We'll take a look at it again. Sadak has so much utility to dodge shoot. They flushed him out backside. Cloud9 really, I mean, they knew exactly where their soft spots were on the map off of these execs. And it was just too easy.
Jeez. Must be the stash buff. Guys looking good out there. Timeout for Loud again. Second one. What are they going to do to change anything here? I feel like they had a really good read into that round. They just kind of lost it amongst the chaos of C9 running out of hookah. And honestly, I didn't expect them to stay there and commit to that because, you know, you had 4 players allowed there. They honestly should have probably held that down. You know what I'm seeing so far is a lot of on-the-fly ults from Tui's, and they're not really getting much value. I don't even think I've seen a singular kill from that Brim ult, so maybe they need to start just using it earlier, maybe in the chokes even, not on the fly to help teammates on site. But a lot of ults online here for C9. We got Rocket, we got Viper ult, Brim ult. You're 1 off a Sky ult, so you're gonna see heavy showers control here, I believe, but a walk down short on the other end.
That's not even for the pit. What are they trying to do here?
Trying to grab Sky ult, I believe.
No, for Loud down short. Look at what they've set up. It's going to be another firefight. Oh. It's just chaos. He tried to get ahead of it, but Oxy's ult and Vanity's ult find value. This just gives Cloud9 so much room to work.
Yeah, they understand that only one is going to be on B, especially when you commit a Viper ult like that into showers. That Viper has to be so worried about his back, but Loud reading ahead into it. Sadhawk calling over for 2Es.
Well, what's interesting here too is I wonder if they know it's showers. I don't know that there's been a queue on that.
They saw they saw it earlier. Zeppa and them, because their plan was to take showers control, and they were actually still ready for that short push. So it was really heads up play from C9, a hard read actually.
Oh, Zeppa dog too. You're right. Yeah, that's probably how we saw it. Sadak with the fault line. The timing is pretty, but he can't land the shots.
I've got your trail.
Now they've invested Secrets too. He has to give it all the way. Tries to turn the flash and drops Oxy. Manages to do so. Vanity weak. But Tui's is as well.
30 seconds left.
Has to try to get a spam kill here.
Planet.
Oh, he also has to try to stay alive here. I mean, Les is so far away.
So far. He just got a rifle in short.
And he's really got nowhere to go. But now that they've joined up together, if they're going to have an attempt at a retake here, it's going to be soon. The problem is, Tui's has no more util.
This is so hard.
This is borderline impossible.
Camera taken out.
They have no idea where Moose is. And he's going to get one. Vanity gets the other. Cloud9 gets a 10.
Free though. And yeah, that was a hard read. Vanity was ready to brim out that short A had any contact been made from Oxy and Rooney there. And then on the other end, if they didn't invest that Viper's Pit onto Shower, they would have just gotten a free Skyle. Wow. Super cool.
One enemy remaining.
And I like the way...
Not one left.
Let's go, baby!
It's a scary sight when Cloud9 are vibing the way they are and having fun doing it.
That Oxy smile is something else.
He's got plenty of reason to smile, up to 19 if I'm not mistaken, off that kill on Tui's.
Even the fact that he just bought this gun.
Right here.
The Outlaw.
Yeah, there's plenty of money here. Moose has 7,100 credits.
I'm a big fan. He knows that everyone's going to be a one-shot kill on the other team.
Yeah.
Why not? Got taken down really low, though. No heals up.
There.
I feel like C9 have had the advantage in so many of these rounds, especially early on.
Les and Kanzine both with Guardians. QCK with the Judge.
Les should hear all this utility being used at Belong. Should be calling his team over right now. Now,
They thought about it.
Does C9 overthink now because of that KO dagger they saw on the minimap? Doesn't look like they will.
You see the pings on the minimap. Concerned about someone potentially dropping out of hookah. The smokes go down and the execute should follow shortly thereafter.
Yeah, just secure the round win right here.
Yeah. There's just enough of a hesitation, but now Loud committing to the rotate. They've invested the pit too. They don't really have anything to clear this pit out. They just kind of have to use their bodies.
Oxy still has nade.
Oh! He pushed out forward.
How did he get that? Just spammed him through the smoke.
2v2 now. QCK still with the Judge, upgrading it to a Phantom. Remember, we talked about it. Oxy is nothing but an outlaw here. Les still has his wall. Oh, there it is. As the wall goes up, Oxy goes down. Moose is left alone. A 1v2 with the molly in his lap, gets the first. The Roomba to buy some time. QCK got into half.
The mind games right now.
It forces the swing, and QCK gets the kill, gets 3, and the defuse. Loud get to 9.
Oh my gosh, C9. That's a tough round to lose. They had the advantage the whole way through. They just get spammed by Kawazine. To the Viper's Pit.
That's
so
tragic.
Insane. That's so insane. And that's such an important round. I mean, if Loud lose that round, they're just basically out of it, I feel like.
Yeah.
They're never out of it fully.
3 ults to work with here.
I wonder if you're going to see a lot of heavy delay on this A side and maybe wait for the breach ult for the retake. It's a fast walk up into U-Haul.
I understand they've lost some of the space. QCK going forward, dropping Oxy and Moose.
Whoa!
That was labored. Not able to get the third.
Check him PC, man. A little tech timeout after this one, maybe.
Nah, come on. You can't speak that, bro. 4v2, Loud up on numbers. And it's only getting better. We're tied at 10. This back and forth affair we talked about in the first half has persisted.
Yeah. That's why you can't be giving scrappy round wins to Loud. They'll string a couple rounds together. Right on cue.
How does he get 2 there? Where was it? Moose must have been right under him.
Yeah, Moose was right under him.
Oh, that's tragic.
There's nothing you can do about that if you're Moose. That's so tough. I'll tell you what, my rocket does maybe 20 damage there.
Yeah. Exact same spots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Timeout from C9.
Amy's last, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's been a crazy fight so far. Both teams swinging round after round.
Well, and I think as we started the series, mind you, this is only map 1, but I think there were a lot of questions on both sides, right? Cloud9 coming off of a couple of big wins. How good are they really? Right? This is a really good litmus test. And then for Loud on the other side, we haven't seen you play since Madrid. And yeah, they had their 1 series, but there's an asterisk all over it. So you kind of wondered who we were going to see here. I think we were going to learn a lot from both teams. And I think, Dre, if I'm going to be honest with you, 20 rounds in, I don't know that we have a ton of answers.
Yeah, it's tough. It's still tough. And you know what? For Loud, like, they are a team that usually tends to start off slow on the first map. Yeah, they had a great first map when they came back, being in the air for multiple hours.
Yeah.
But usually they tend to start off slow and then heat up more towards like the second, third map. So I feel like C9 have to win this map. They absolutely have to win this map. Otherwise, I have a feeling that Loud's going to come back really strong on Icebox and they're really good on that map.
Vanity 1 point away from his ult. We've seen how good he is with it. It also feels like he just had it. He just had that ult like 3 rounds ago.
He's been playing really well.
Yeah.
This map so far and calling a really, really good map.
And there it goes, online. So now they've got the Orbital Strike they can play with. And this feels a lot like how Loud approach their attack half. Like, everything is slow. They're waiting the map out. They're waiting the round out before they decide where they want to go.
Poison's off.
And the difference is Loud isn't as proactive in re-clearing this B-long space, so that allows Zeppo to just stay here and maybe throw a feint with this hookah pressure.
Oh, that's big. Vanity's dead. The ult no longer online.
Those are the Brim smokes too.
And this almost forces them towards Rooney's utility.
Run, brother. It's like you heard me.
You've got to be careful here.
30 seconds
They have no
left.
idea the showers isn't theirs. Moose falls. A great shot from GCK and the potential for more. On the other side with the flash, he has to get away. Still 2 satchels. So he's got the get out of jail card.
Oh my gosh. He's just running around all back sight.
The guy just wants to play the game. Not able to land the shot. Zeppa punishes.
10 seconds left.
Number still in favor of Loud. Oxy not able to connect onto anything. Tui's cleans it up. Loud take the lead back.
Oh no, Doug.
And I think the other thing, very quickly, Sonic has had this ult for what feels like 3 or 4 rounds at this point. It feels like an insurance.
It
right?
is.
The later you get into this half, that you still have that card in your back pocket. It's almost like the value goes up over time.
That kill was so crazy from QCK onto Moose in the shower.
1 enemy remaining.
I like I had a triple kill right there, no lie.
Maybe a little bit of nerves out of Oxy there. Definitely probably could have gotten 2 there cleanly had he had the confidence in that peak that he took from U-Haul.
And we normally see him hit him.
Yeah.
But on to the next. The timing there is crazy. QCK's internal clock going off. Backing up. Great. Oh, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Vanity finding value. Rooney was there to clean it up.
Oh, no!
Uh-oh. That wasn't the intent. This is big for less. Yeah. I mean, that's huge.
That's
the problem is
mistake, Doug.
Yeah, and you've got some space here. It seems like Cloud9 are still going to be able to fill in behind it. Tap of the spike. They're trying to get out Tui's ult or Sodoc's ult here.
But they can just rotate utility, save the ult till the absolute end.
Yeah. You see what the plan was there for Vanity, but Loud not taking the bait.
You still have KO Molly here. That dagger gets info. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Moose not able to land a shot with the op. And now he's getting pressed. He's getting pushed. And he's the one who punishes.
There's just no way this is happening.
Zeppa gets another. They're going to snatch this thing back.
There's no way this is happening.
Les has gotten 3. A 1v2. He's healthy.
Spike planted.
The reposition around the box. He sees one getting away, not able to land the shots. but continuing to push forward. The Molly lands. Vanity confident about it. Doesn't check it.
Poison orb emitting.
And now he's got a little bit that he can use to cover his own. Both spits through, but that's it. That's the last bit of utility they have. Les playing this thing so carefully. Surely they double face here. Surely they don't give him the ones. That's exactly what they do. We're tied again.
C9 stole that round. QCK overstaying. And this is why you just don't play that U-Haul area when Brim has ult. I mean, it's very basic stuff here. That's tough. And Oxy, with the mistakes that he made, his team just brings it back for him. All off of Moose. That kill for Moose on the Kawazine was everything, actually.
Yep, him being able to alleviate that pressure was huge.
The fact that he lived for so long, being util bombed, and again, Sadhawk doesn't commit the ult. Maybe that's a bad thing now. Maybe he should have committed it into that round.
Hindsight really is 2020.
Yeah.
So you see the buy, not great. They're saving for next, but they've been able to muster up a little bit here. Les has a rifle, Kawazine has a rifle. The idea there was cool. As soon as the fault line goes out, Les swings behind it, tries to get a pick. Cloud9 weathering it well once more. Oxy aggressive, and there's that Vandal.
I don't know how he hit that. That was crazy. There's the rotate in already. From QCK.
Got a lot of space here.
Yeah. Let's just stay. No more flashes to get him off the line, so there should be free love for him.
There's heavy threat on the other side, and there it is! He's hit a ball! Left with 3. Rooney now waiting on the other side. It was such a perfect setup, man. Now you've got Sonic hopping. This was supposed to be a save, and they were supposed to be looking to tie it up next round. Now they're the ones who are going to have a lead going into the final round of regulation.
It doesn't get much better than that when it comes to breach ults.
Dude, what a call from Sadak.
Yeah, that was great timing.
And honestly, for as much as we've talked about Les and how good he's been, how good Oxy's been, how Moose has been so impressive and continues to deliver, I really feel like, as we see some of these tracks come through, robbed of another. Les gets 4. I really feel like this game has been decided by Vanity and Sadak.
Yeah.
Both in their calling. Yeah, both in their calling, but also the impact plays that they made. Vanity's got multiple multi-kill rounds. Sadak won that round with his ult down B long. It was perfect. And then also, yeah, Les hits things like that.
And the reason why he's committing ult onto this B-long area after Noise has been cut for so long has been because in previous rounds, C9 has honestly been depositing players there after all the utility.
Well, and the truth is Loud did it too.
Yeah.
Right? That's how they played most of their attack half.
Yep.
Cloud9 looking to force OT here. Oxy's on a Spectre. Wow. QCK is on another kill already. Oxy pushing forward, rocket in hand, Kawazine dead. But it's instantly traded back. Numbers in favor of Loud. Les is already starting to rotate over as well. The spike not committed yet. In the safe and steady hands of Zeppa for now.
No way.
As we've equalized things at 3. Rifles up for everyone. And it seems like it's turning in favor of Cloud9. Can Les and Tui's bring this thing back? Can they put him away? It's all on to Les now. Zeppa weak! Zeppa's dead, and that's a spike!
Spike down.
It's out of reach! Rooney has so much work to do, and Les delivers for Loud again! The Red Bull clutch as Pine goes the way of Loud.
Wow. In this specific round, Loud had a hard read. They actually had the Viper wall already geared towards that A side of the map. They knew it was going to be an A hit. And yeah, it got scrappy, but when you have a guy like Les who can close out rounds like that, man, does it look beautiful.
And so many things go well there for Loud. Yeah, you mentioned Les closing out rounds at 1v2.
Yeah.
GCK getting the pick with the op. There were just a lot of things that went well. And ultimately, they went well because of what you were mentioning, right? They knew. They had the preparation at the beginning of the round. They knew where they wanted to go, and they reaped the benefits of that.
And they look good, Doug. They look really good. I think QCK still needs a little bit more time on this Raze roll, but other than that, I mean, first time on this comp, new role changes. it looked clean. It's only up from here for them.
Yeah, and I think the thing for QCK is we've talked about it every single week, but the truth is he doesn't have to be a ridiculous pop-off performer every single time. He doesn't have to be an Oxy, right? He doesn't have to be an Aspas. That's in the rear view mirror for Loud. I think for Loud moving forward, you know that you can do it by committee, right? You know that Les is going to deliver. You know that Colin's going to deliver. And yes, QCK is not going to drop 40, but he's going to have high impact kills throughout the map.
Yeah, and just making sure that they're doing their jobs at all times, even if they're not playing the best or whatever it may be. And that's the thing that Loud has over a lot of other teams. They're a one hive mind. They really buy into the system.
13-11 bind in favor of Loud. Icebox on the other side of this. Keep the cheeks in the seats. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.